Hey everybody, Erica here from In the Company of Cards. If you're new, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. So this will be a quick video. I had thought that I would do a live while the felon was giving his speech tonight, but I forgot for a minute that I'm in California, which means that um, it won't be 9 o'clock for me. It'll be 6 o'clock when he's giving that speech, and I'm going to a dinner party. So I wouldn't be watching this speech regardless, but I can't do the live with you all because I won't be home. But I wanted to look at two things. The first is the fact that apparently Tom Tillis, outgoing senator, had not been too thrilled with Republican, not been thrilled with Todd Blanche's responses yesterday in regard to the whole e-files situation. And so after the fact, he said that his vote was contingent on his vote to advance Blanche to the full Senate for confirmation was contingent on him meeting with the e-files survivors. And, apparently that vote in the committee will not happen for another 2 weeks. So Tillis said, you have 2 weeks to meet with them. Well, apparently he did meet with them today. And I don't know. I just want to see how the meeting went. That's the first question. I want to look and see how did that meeting go between Blanche and the Epstein survivors. Clearly, the only reason he agreed to the meeting was that he needs Tillis's vote. That's the whole reason. I mean, otherwise, he would have met with them, what, years ago, right? Um, he's given every reason why, he can meet with Ghislaine Maxwell, but not with them. So he did meet with them, and I haven't heard anything about how that went. So I just want to look. So we know that the card for a meeting is the birds. So that's the card I'm going to be looking for. And I just want to know, how did his meeting go? Um, how did everyone come away feeling? Okay, so we're looking for the birds. Okay, so here's the birds. And I'm going to pull clarifiers. Okay, so we have the heart, we have the woman, we have birds, we have letter, and we have the older man card. Um, you know, of course, the women have long wanted to meet with him um, to get a fair hearing. So they have their meeting, and the meeting is about the e-files and about the uh, the felon and Todd Blanche's handling of the e-files. So the line of five doesn't really tell me anything except that these women have wanted this meeting for a long time. So I had to pull clarifiers. So clearly, before they went into the meeting, they thought, this is great. We will finally get our hearing with this guy, with the head guy, Todd Blanche. And maybe this will help move things forward for us in terms of, seeking redress and justice and all of that. So that's what they hoped they would get. So here's the meeting, and the clarifiers are the fox, the sun, and the ring. I think that in that meeting, it was very clear to the women that, you know, Blanche is a tricky dude. I don't think he came to them in any good faith. I don't think he came to them in any honesty or sincerity, and I think that that was clear to them. And I think he gave them the runaround. The runaround. I think he probably talked in a very circular fashion, and I suspect that they came away unsatisfied. Um, Fourth card, of course, is the letter. Clarifiers are the garden, the snake, and the tower. So, these are the e-files. This is the public. And, the public has a problem with the whole situation, including the way that these files have been mishandled, the mishandling of them by the government. So I think that, well, here we have uh, the man at the end, the other man, the child, and the coffin. You know what I think? These are very yang energy cards. And I think that the women not only didn't feel heard, I think that they felt patronized. Yeah. I don't think they came out of there feeling good about themselves or proud that they've taken things this far or anything like that. I think they felt small and belittled. And the line at the end, I mean, the card at the end is the coffin. I can mirror the coffin with the very first card. So were kind of, their hopes died, put it that way. So, he met with them because he was forced to go meet them. So Tillis can't say that he didn't do it, so he did do it. My hope is that Tillis intended that not only would he meet with them, but that they would come out saying something positive about him. I don't think that that happened. So now what I want to look at is, again, one more time, his advancement, his confirmation. Now, we won't know for a couple of weeks whether he will be advanced. In other words, he might not even come out of the committee. The committee might say, we are not going to put this before the full Senate because we don't think that you should be, you know. But then again, I feel like the Republicans, including Tillis and Cornyn from Texas, I feel like they're looking for ways to say yes to this guy. Will Tillis equivocate and say, well, all I asked is that he meet with them. I didn't say that I required that they come out feeling good about the meeting. I just wanted him to meet with them. Hopefully he won't do that. Hopefully he won't do that. But I want to look at Blanche's advancement. So I think what I'm going to use is the bouquet. And the bouquet will be like the prize. And what is the prize? Being confirmed. So I want to know, will he even get out of committee? So we'll use the bouquet as the brass ring. Will he move forward and get confirmed? Okay. So we're going to look for the bouquet because that would be his prize, the permanent job as the U.S. Attorney General. Okay. We have clouds, we have snake, we have bouquet, we have cross, and we have the key. Now, normally I would say to you that the key would be a yes card, that he would be moved forward out of committee into the full Senate. I don't think that that's what that means, though, because these cards are not good for him. There is still a lot of doubt about him, both about the e-files, also about the slush money, and the fact that he is acting as the president's lawyer when he's supposed to be the people's attorney, that he's not supposed to be the felon's attorney. So he's got a lot of strikes against him. This would be the prize of the position, but we have the cross here. And that means I do not think he advances. I'm going to pull a couple of cards. Yeah. I pulled cards on this key just to make sure. So the meeting that he had with those women kind of sealed his fate. And here we have this justice card as the last card. So I can mirror this justice card with clouds. I don't think he will advance out of the committee. That's just me. I mean, um, yeah, I don't think he advances out of the committee. All right, one more thing, because this is going to be a brief video since I have to get ready for this dinner. Okay. So tonight, as we know, the felon is going to be giving an hour and a half, supposedly 90-minute address to the nation, and it's about election interference in 2020. And apparently, he's going to claim that China, or as he says, China, China, China interfered with our elections, and that that's why he didn't win. This is meant to be a prelude, right? He's sort of setting the stage for his own um, election interference that he plans on doing in 2026. This is why we need monitors. This is why we need ICE agents out there, watching everybody as they vote. This is why we'll have a curfew. This, this is why, I mean, he's gonna try every trick in the book to derail the 2026 elections. What I want to know is how his speech will go over with the American public. America, we are one country, but we're not really. We are e pluribus unum, like it says on our money. Out of many, one. But the point is, we are many, and there are, oh, sorry. Hold on. Kiana, I'm doing a video. I'll call you right back. Okay. My daughter. Sorry. Um, people in the center of the country, for example, have a much different idea of what's going on than people do on either coast. And then the North and the South are different as well. It's just very different. So I want to know how his speech will be received. An hour and a half, I'm assuming he's going to sit down because can he stand for an hour and a half nowadays? I don't know. How will that be for his venous insufficiency? But anyway, I'm just being mean. How will his speech be received? So I want to think about, um, I think I'll use the garden for the public. And I'm asking the cards, how will the public receive his speech? The goal, of course, is to make people paranoid. And of course, since he alone can fix it, the goal is for people to think that all of these um, restrictions he wants to put in place around voting are for our own good and for the good of our elections. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. So let's just see what we get. So we're looking for the garden. That will be the public. Okay. Okay, we have crossroads and we have the cross. We have the garden, the house, and you know who. Okay. So these two are interesting. He's trying to change the narrative, he's trying to redirect people, he's trying to create a path for interference with the election that will cause people to say, oh, well, he's doing the right thing, etc. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. This is a big no. Um, Gardens in the center. This is the White House. Again, a big no to the White House. And, he will look exactly like what he's trying to do. Like, don't look over there, look over here. It's China. Uh, I want the SAVE Act in place for your own good to conserve and protect our elections. It's BS. Okay. So here's the garden, and this is people, how people will receive it. And then we have the anchor, the key, and the birds. I think that people will not move from their positions. If you think he's God's gift, you will continue to think he's God's gift. If you don't, then you won't. This speech will not move that needle at all. But it will start people talking. It will start people talking. Here's the White House, the star, fish, and clouds. So the White House and all of the things that he's doing to it to pretty much destroy it. This is hope for the future. You know, this is emotion, but it's also money. And the graft and the grift are on full display. And so people will come away more than ever, I feel like, doubting him and his presidency. And also, I feel like he will be emotional probably in this talk. Um, and also, I feel like he won't be, he might go off script. Like he either can't see the teleprompter properly or he just decides to not read what's on the teleprompter because he thinks he knows better than the speechwriter. But it will make him come across unclear, not 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 a linear thinker, sort of just all over the place. Here he is, and the clarifiers are the tree, the bear, and the lily. I think he will come off looking like a man who is not in good health, who is trying to bully us, and who is really doddering and meandering. You know how when he walks, he can't walk in a straight line? He like veers off to the side and has to be pulled back. I think he will be doing that in his speech. And this is a card. I love the lily as a rule. It's the card for peace, ease, retirement, all kinds of good things. But it's also the card for an old man who is not uh, doing well. And I think he will seem meandering and lost. And I love that for him. So anyway, that's my very brief video on those two things. Again, I don't think that Todd Blanche will advance out of committee. I don't think he'll make it to the full Senate, which is great. Let's all set our intention that way. Um, and I also think that the felon's speech will be a flop. I noticed that ABC and NBC will not be carrying it on their networks. Of course, they each have streaming services. So if you really wanted to watch it on one of those two networks, you could watch it on, you could stream it on your computer. Of course, a CBS, which has capitulated to the felon, will probably cover it in its entirety and probably talk about how great it was, how well it went, how convincing it was. Um, but I think it's very interesting that NBC and ABC are choosing not to air it. So I will come back tomorrow and we will talk about that and other stuff. But listen, have a great evening. If I were you, I wouldn't watch it. I'm not going to be watching it, but of course I will get the recap later on. Okay, everybody, have a great Thursday, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.